You know something changed when your kindness stopped calming them and started provoking them. That is the moment a narcissist realizes you are slipping out of reach. And once control starts dying, their behavior gets louder, colder, and far more revealing. If you have been told you are overreacting, difficult, selfish, or suddenly impossible, stay with me. Because what happens next is not random conflict. It is a control system panicking. And by the end, you will see every guilt trip differently and respond differently. I learned this the hard way, by thinking peace meant explaining myself until everyone understood. But some people do understand you. They just hate what understanding takes away from them. It means the old version of you is no longer available for easy use. So let us talk about what narcissists do when they feel that shift. First, they increase contact the moment you start protecting your time, energy, or access. Suddenly, the person who ignored your needs becomes obsessed with your availability. This is not love returning. This is access trying to reestablish itself. A boss who barely respected your evening suddenly needs urgent answers at 11:30. They want fresh information because information creates leverage and leverage rebuilds control. So when the questions suddenly multiply, stop calling it curiosity, call it inventory. You do not owe someone access just because they act unusually interested. I am keeping that private is not rude, it is intelligent. Then they switch tactics and become unbelievably nice for a while again. This confuses people because cruelty feels obvious, but temporary sweetness feels hopeful. They remember your favorite food, your stressful week, your old wounds, your soft spots. But kindness without change is bait wearing perfume. Do not confuse relief with safety. If warmth appears only after resistance, the warmth is part of the strategy. Healthy people can dislike a boundary and still respect it. That matters. Toxic people treat your boundary like betrayal because your limit blocks their usual route. Next, they start rewriting the story the second your compliance weakens publicly. Suddenly you are cold, dramatic, ungrateful, arrogant, selfish, unstable, impossible to please. The personality flaw appears only when your usefulness starts disappearing for them. When private control fails, public control often takes over through gossip, framing, and selective truth. They tell mutual friends they tried everything, but you changed for no reason. Do not waste your life chasing every rumor. Control the access, not every opinion. Then comes the guilt, and this part traps decent people harder than open hostility. Because guilt works best on people who still care about being fair. Or they sigh and go quiet, hoping your discomfort will drag you back. Understand what guilt trips really mean. They mean your boundary is working. And when access feels like entitlement, any limit gets framed like abuse. This is why your calm no can trigger a bigger reaction than anger. So if they push after your answer, try this. My answer is the same. And then stop talking. Silence after clarity is a weapon too, sometimes. Offense is sometimes nothing more than failed access wearing a wounded face. Then there is the sudden crisis that appears right after your boundary. Narcissists often become fragile exactly when your limit becomes solid to them. Some crises are real, but real pain does not erase manipulative timing. That is the nuance most people miss, and it matters a lot. But repeated emergencies that appear only when you say no deserve a closer look, especially when the emergency disappears the second you surrender your boundary again. If you loved me, you would is not vulnerability, it is coercion. Then they punish distance with silence, and people mistake that for peace. But silence has motives, and motives matter more than volume when you are reading behavior. Healthy silence creates space for regulation. Manipulative silence creates anxiety, punishment, and emotional hunger. That is why the silent treatment feels so powerful. It is engineered discomfort. They want you to break first, apologize first, explain first, surrender first. So when silence is being used like a leash, stop rescuing it. Try this instead. I am not discussing this while you're shutting me out. Then step back and let their tactic hit empty air for once. Another move is sudden rage, especially when your boundary is calm and brief. Under pressure, people overexplain, confess unnecessary things, or abandon their original point. That is why staying simple matters more than sounding brilliant in that moment. If they explode, do not compete. Lower your tone and shorten your words. That does not work for me is stronger than 10 defensive sentences. I already answered that closes the loop without feeding the drama further. Not this time protects your energy without opening a courtroom where your boundary gets cross-examined. And sometimes the most powerful word is just no. spoken once without apology. Because explanations often become raw material in the hands of controlling people. They do not hear your reasons. They scan your reasons for openings. That is why saying less is not weakness. It is information discipline. Especially with fake concern, which is control disguised as care and curiosity disguised as support. They ask how you are doing, not to help, but to measure access. Watch who gets gentler when you are vulnerable and who gets more strategic. That difference tells you everything about who deserves the truth from you. Suddenly, they are the wounded one, the misunderstood one, the abandoned one. The person who drained you now wants sympathy for feeling rejected by your limit. This part is dangerous because compassionate people confuse someone hurting with someone harmed. Someone can feel hurt because they lost control, not because you did wrong. Maybe you grew up translating moods, preventing explosions, and earning safety through compliance. So when someone looks hurt, your body rushes to repair the wound. That reflex is understandable, but it is also exactly what manipulators exploit. Your healing is not becoming cold. It is learning who deserves repair from you. And once narcissists feel that earning is required, they often retaliate hard. They laugh, roll their eyes, call you sensitive, dramatic, guarded, or full of yourself. They want your limit to feel embarrassing, so you abandon it voluntarily. Because forced control is messy, self-abandoned boundaries are cleaner for them. If they can make you feel ridiculous, they can make you retract yourself. So when they mock your limit, keep your face calm and your wording smaller. I am comfortable with my decision is enough. You do not need applause. Another thing they do is test you with tiny violations after a big boundary. This is where many people get confused, because nothing seems serious enough alone. But the pattern matters more than the size. Repetition is the message. They're checking whether you know was emotional or whether it was structural. That is why consistency matters more than intensity. A quiet pattern beats a speech. You do not need one perfect confrontation. You need the same answer repeated. My answer is the same becomes powerful because it ends negotiation without fresh fuel. This is when some narcissists become reckless, dramatic, or weirdly desperate suddenly. They send long messages, old photos, fake apologies, accusations, or memories designed to hook you. Be careful here. Desperation does not always mean love. Sometimes it means losing supply. What they miss is that you are not withholding cruelty. You are withdrawing availability. A boundary is not telling others how to behave. It tells you what you do. That is advanced and it changes everything. Control says you cannot. Boundary says I will. So instead of saying you need to stop yelling, say I leave when yelling starts. Instead of arguing about whether your boss meant disrespect, set availability and hold it. I am available during work hours. After that, I will reply tomorrow. You are not controlling them. You are controlling your participation. That is your power. And power gets quieter as it gets real. You stop performing and start choosing. You stop begging to be understood by people invested in misunderstanding you. Information about their fear, their entitlement, their habits, their dependence on access. When they call you rude, maybe the truth is you are no longer reachable. When they call you cold, maybe the truth is you stopped leaking explanations. When they call you selfish, maybe the truth is they lost preferred access to you. When they act confused, maybe confusion is theater designed to make you over-explain. That is the hidden moment most survivors miss. The backlash means the message got through. They heard the limit. They just did not like the consequence attached. And if they did not understand, repeating yourself 50 ways would not fix it. Some people are not confused. They are resistant. That difference protects your sanity. Because once you stop diagnosing every reaction as misunderstanding, you respond with strategy. Strategy sounds less romantic, but it saves real lives and real peace. Especially with a retaliatory boss, an unstable ex, or a family system built on guilt. Not every truth needs to be announced to the person hurting you. Sometimes your clarity is private first, and your action speaks later for you. That is not weakness. That is grown protection for your peace and your future. Because some people become most dangerous right when they realize they are losing influence. Protect your schedule, your information, your reactions, your tone, your access, your body. Stop donating explanations to people who use them as weapons against you later. Stop thinking you must sound perfect before you are allowed to protect yourself. You are allowed to disappoint people who built comfort around your self-abandonment. And you are allowed to become harder to manipulate without becoming cold or cruel. That may be the deepest shift of all. Protection without losing your humanity. Peace is not proving your goodness. Peace is refusing to keep auditioning for basic respect. You are not hard to love. You are just becoming expensive to manipulate. And that is exactly when false closeness starts collapsing, because access was always the point. You do not need to dominate the room. You need to stop abandoning yourself. You do not need the perfect speech. You need one solid line that holds. That does not work for me. My answer is the same. I am not discussing this. Use fewer words. Keep your tone flat. Do not rescue the silence. Let their reaction belong to them. Your job is not managing another adult's entitlement. Your job is protecting your peace without begging permission to keep it. Use it with the next guilt trip, the next late text, the next phishing question. And if you've been called difficult for protecting your peace, say it below. Subscribe if you want more calm power, sharper language, and stronger emotional self-defense. The moment they cannot control you, they reveal themselves. The moment you stay calm, you reveal yourself.